What's going on, Yankee fans? Good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time zone you are in. I am Bill Corpus Crispy Murphy.
Hey, so hold on a second. So we just saw Bill with a brand new jersey and it has his name in the back. That's awesome.
Yes, and this was in courtesy of our good friend and fellow contributor here at SIN, Mark Oldopsky Halper. And this was a gift from him. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah.
Um,
But in any case, but yes, welcome in. Bombers banter time. Let's go, Yankees.
And I'm joined by my good friend, my right hand man, and my fellow Yankee fan, the vice president of the Sports Insanity Network, Danny Boy Reginald. Danny Boy, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. The Yankees, well, as we're speaking right now, they're on a one-game winning streak. They beat the
We won
Texans.
yesterday. If we win
They're
tomorrow, that's two. If we win today, that's two in a row. If we win three, that's a winning streak.
right,
So we got a great show for you today. We're gonna recap August,
right.
preview September and the playoff picture, and of course,
Mhm.
stump the Reds.
Bill, you kind of you've been getting under my skin a little bit, so you've been doing a much better job with the Stump the Red. So I need to get back on track here.
Yeah,
You know,
trust me, I got some good questions for you today, especially one that I've always wanted to ask. So
hey, well,
stay tuned for that one,
with it.
folks. Red's
Can't wait
shaking
for
his
it.
boots right now.
And look, Bill and I, we don't we plan the show, but he doesn't plan what he doesn't tell me what questions he's going to ask me. So
Nope.
a lot of it is real time. So
Yeah. And
Bill
you know
making
what?
his
We
way.
plan the show, but you know what? Agree or disagree? This is probably the easiest show to plan.
Oh yeah, because we watch Yankees. It's hard for me to watch them every day, but you watch them every day, so you know.
Yeah, because you know what? For us, I feel like because on the other show we have to be on the other shows we kind of have to be impartial.
Yeah,
But here we could just let our fan flag fly.
yeah, sure.
But like we said though, we've told you this since day one. We are here to just give you the truth.
Mhm.
We're not gonna sugarcoat it. We're not Michael K. We're gonna give you the honest to God truth.
Yeah. And the truth of the matter is this. Uh, based on
August has
our
been a mixed bag.
expectation, what happened?
August has been a mixed bag.
Yeah, based on our expectations, August wasn't great. Um, a lot of losses to sub 500 teams or teams that are about 500. Like you have to understand, I, I'm I'll go as far as saying that these games were, pretty much walks in the park. I mean, um, like these were cupcakes. Like these should have been really easy to beat. You had the Nationals, you had the Rockies, you had the White Sox, you had the Tigers. These teams especially the White Sox. That first loss with the White Sox, the only loss. But you know what I mean. That first game when they lost to the White Sox, it's bad. It's a bad loss. White Sox are having a horrible season.
A team that's on the trajectory
Yeah.
of having the worst season in Major League Baseball history.
Yeah, at least in the modern era, for sure. Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. They lose two out of
A
three to
team that is
Detroit.
on the
Yeah,
trajectory of having the worst season in MLB history.
yeah. They had a bad loss against Colorado on one Saturday. They lost two or three to the Nationals. They lost two or three to the Cardinals. Really bad.
Exactly.
It would, and then on top of that, the Angels they lost two out of three there as well. You know,
And you know what? This is a problem that I keep saying we have, and none of you guys listen to me.
no, like,
We are beating teams that we should be able to beat with our eyes closed.
right.
Can I get an amen?
Like we need to win against these teams. There should be no
Oh,
reason
absolutely.
why we can't win these games. You know,
We should be able to beat the Nationals. We should be able to beat the Cardinals. We should be able to beat the frickin' Tigers. We should be able to sweep the frickin' White Sox.
I'm sorry. Look, this past weekend, you talk about sweeping the White Sox. The Mets did it with ease. They didn't have to do much. It wasn't a perfect way to win games, but the Mets swept the White Sox. Why can't the Yankees sweep the White Sox? Now, look, I get it. Look, the last couple of games against the White Sox, Juan Soto went off. He had a trillion home runs. Aaron Judge joined the party, hit his 300. That's I guess the good part about August. Aaron Judge continues to be Aaron Judge. But but the Yankees as a whole, man, do they have a lot of issues. Bullpen, they have massive issues on the bullpen. How many more times can this bullpen continue to blow games for this ball club? How many times? And then the bats shut down. For whatever reason,
They
the bats
do.
shut down. It's awful. If there is no Judge, no Soto, no Stanton, what do the Yankees have? And
Glaber's been getting hot.
he's been getting hot. You know what also really made me upset? The fact and the fact that right now the Yankees could really use some help after this really subpar August, and yet they don't call up Jason Dominguez. What the hell is that about? Do
I
you
have no
seriously
idea.
have you? What's the alternative? Alex Verdugo? Have you watched Alex Verdugo bat? He is awful.
Yeah, the dog is quiet.
Like
This is just a joke.
the
This
joke,
is
dude. And then
because
once
you know
again,
what?
the manager. And look, I think the manager is having a better season, but the manager continues to make the same lame excuses every single time when they can't win games that they're supposed to win. And he gets cookies by the media.
Oh, it's okay, Aaron. It's okay.
We
We
love you.
understand. We love you, Aaron. We still hold you in high regard because of that home run you hit 20 years ago.
I'm sorry, dude. Real look. Bottom line is this was bad. The highlight of August was the Guardian series. Look, the Guardian series wasn't perfect, but you know what? The Yankees, they took care of business against Cleveland. Cleveland, who's not really that, it hasn't really been that good. They're still one of the best teams in the American League, but
I was
let's be
I was at
honest.
one of those. I was at the Thursday game of that series.
Right. Excuse me.
I was at the Thursday game of that series.
Right.
And that's
So
when Judge hit a home run, Stanton hit a home run. And a friend of mine, he actually went to that game in which Soto, Judge, and Stanton went back to back to back.
yeah.
So yeah, there was some bright spots in August, but overall,
Yeah.
I would say this month was at best mediocre.
Mediocre and
Again, I said it once today. I'll say it again. I'll say it till the freaking cows come home. The Yankees are losing the teams they should be beaten with their eyes closed. You should beat Detroit. You should have swept Chicago. You should have destroyed Washington. You should have destroyed St. Louis.
yeah. And the want to know what's even worse? The Yankees are in a divisional race right now with the Orioles, right?
Yeah.
The Orioles have struggled too. Like, can you imagine having the games that you had in August and obliterating teams, and then you have the Orioles struggle at the same time? Yankees would have been running away with this division right now.
Yeah, but except
That's the, that's the
game. We're a half
That's
game
the
up
part
right
that
now.
pisses me off. The part that really makes me upset is the fact that the Orioles are stinking, yet the Yankees aren't doing anything. They don't.
Like this
Doesn't
series
matter.
itself. These next two series, though, Reggie. These next two series, though, Reg. this is for the time. This is the time for the Yankees to take advantage of for the Yankees to take advantage. And also on top of that, the Orioles are playing the White Sox, so the Yankees got some ground to cover here because they just got to win because the Orioles are going to probably just throw the White Sox around.
Yeah.
The Yankees got to win this series against Texas, and but then like after this series, we got Chicago, who you said is a sleeper team,
Right.
and the Orioles have the Rays. Like coming up, the Orioles have a pretty easy schedule. They got the Rays, and then they got the White Sox, who I think could also be a sleeper team.
But is it an easy game for the Orioles? I mean, they stink.
And then let me rephrase that, okay, Reggie? The Orioles are playing teams. They should say it with me, folks. Keyword should be beaten with their eyes closed. And if the Orioles stink, and if the Yankees stink this one, listen, this should be a series, the Texas series, the Chicago series. Then things get a little tougher. We got KC and Boston coming to town. Then we got KC and Boston coming to town. Listen, these are series that we should just buckle down. We need to buckle down. We need to win these series so we should be, Reg, you are correct. We should be miles ahead of the Orioles right now. And Mike Rifkin has said this. When the Yankees were in a slump, the Orioles should have taken advantage and they would have been in first place. And the Yankees, they're doing the exact same thing. The Orioles are sucking right now. You're a half a game up. You're only a half game up.
By the way, the Orioles won on a Monday, September 2nd against the White Sox. So there you go, Yanks. But look.
By the way, we like to wish our fans a belated happy Labor Day. Sorry, that joke was calling my name.
It's all good, buddy. Look, I'm looking at the series at the end of September with the Orioles because that could very well be if obviously
that's our make it or break it series.
If the Orioles don't suck and the Yankees are still iffy, like mediocre at best, that could be a series right there where that could be
that series could decide the division.
If not decide the division, get a good idea of who's going to win that. So
that's like the second to last series of the year or so.
So the Yankees have to win their game. So far in September, they've taken care of business against the Rangers. Cole had a solid outing before he hurt his calf. That mother effer.
They're saying it was just a cramp. It didn't sound like it was too serious, but
are you that dehydrated that you can't? Oh my god! I hope he's okay.
Maybe you should eat some bananas.
Oh,
have you ever seen that? What is it? That American Dad episode?
Which one? I've seen plenty of them.
When Stan is in like Stan's in like a strip club, and this girl is like trying to do stripper things, right. and she has like a cramp, and she goes, "Ugh, sorry, I got a cramp." She goes, "You need a banana." Go, "Hey, I'll do that for extra." You know what they mean by that. He goes, no, I mean you need to eat a banana. Your cramp is because of a lack of potassium.
Oh my god.
And then she goes, "Okay, can I get a banana daiquiri?" And she goes, "Hey, I feel good now." So.
Oh my god. We had.
Yeah, I think Garrett Cole. And listen, I don't like bananas. So I'll be honest, I don't like bananas.
Yeah.
But
in any case, look, the Yankees have to have good system. They're on the road right now. They're in Texas, then they'll be at Wrigley Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then they're back home. They have a homestand against, like you said, the Royals and the Red Sox. I hate Why are the Yankees going on the West Coast in September? Like, why? Why are they on the West Coast in September? I don't understand.
I don't know. I'm not Major League Baseball. Go talk to them.
Like, can we not have West Coast games? Like, I have to go to sleep. Like,
I
come on
I
now.
hate I hate the West Coast games. I really do.
Worst, dude. Absolute worst.
I I don't like the West Coast. The only West Coast game that I remember really staying up for was Herman's no hitter perfect game last year.
Yeah, I had no choice but to fall asleep for that. I was working 4 a.m. So
Because I remember when
I
like
didn't see that game.
when it got down to like I don't know 18 outs. I remember I think it was Ryan Bucco who said, "If you're still up with us, stay up with us." And yeah, I remember I stayed up and watched that game because I had to see it. I had to see because
Right.
that would have been the first perfect game I see because Cones and Wells, I was still a little young. I don't remember it.
Mhm.
I only remember from what I saw from like videos and stuff. But I had to stay up for Herman. But anyway, yeah, I don't like these West Coast games either. But anyway, we are now in a situation. The bullpen's crappy.
Mhm.
Like, why is Clay Holmes still our freaking closer? Can somebody answer that question for me?
He stinks, dude. And he's
No, he
still and he's
does.
still and he's still closing games for us. Why?
You know, in any other job, you suck. They'd be like, okay, I'm sorry, we're gonna have to demote you. But
Yeah,
here, hey, keep on pitching, Clay.
like I just don't understand it. Like, time and time again, this guy has proven to you. And look, has he saved games? Of course, he saved games. He saved plenty of games, and that's good and all. But they're never like quick outs. And look, is part of it on the Yankee defense? Yes, part of it's on the Yankee defense. Sometimes the Yankees can't field. Sometimes they make errors. Sometimes this happens. That's it. Whatever. But Clay Holmes should have the ability to get quick outs. And even if there is a mistake, to keep your composure and still close out the game. He does not have anything that gives me any confidence that he can close out games. So,
I have no confidence in him.
nothing.
I remember he pitched at the
Zero.
game. He pitched at the game I went to when I was at Fenway in July. And if you want to hear more about that Boston trip, check out last month's Bombers Banter when it was recapped with me and my good friend John. So go check that out.
Yeah.
Um, but anyway, when Holmes came in, I'm like, oh no, 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 and I'm like kicking my seat, and the kid who's like two rows in front of me is looking at me like I've lost my mind, which I did.
Hmm. Yeah.
But in the words of my mother, you have to have it to lose it. But yeah, but anyway, the bats for a second. Let's talk about the bats here. Like you said, the only ones who are really producing are Judge, Soto, and Soto's cooled off.
Yeah. And then for
Soto's cooled off a bit.
half the month we didn't have Jazz Chisholm. So it's like, that's another thing. And Jazz Chisholm, who's been terrific. So the Yankees definitely have some studs. They have
They
studs.
got pieces in there,
But the
you know,
problem, good.
because I have read Major League Baseball Facebook pages that be like, well, the Yankees only have Judge and Soto. The Yankees only have Judge and Soto. They don't have anyone else in the lineup. Shut up. Shut up. We got Stanton, who's been getting hot. Glaber, like I said, has been getting hot. Chisholm's back. And listen, when the bats want to do good, they do good. Volpe's been a little slow.
Yeah.
You know what? I hereby designate Volpe is the speed guy. Agree or disagree?
I think so. I think what's helped Volpe is being at the bottom of the lineup because
Yes.
he's no longer like responsible for setting the tone. He's now responsible for being the turnover guy that switches over from the top to the bottom to the top. Excuse me. So in that sense, I think that's been actually really good for him. He's certainly producing more. Um, I still have a lot of issues. He's still defensively, he's still okay. He's not really impressed me. Um, but yeah, man, look, the bottom line is the Yankees with their bats, outside of the big guns, it's been really poor. The good news with the Yankee bats is we got Anthony Rizzo back. That's huge. And I predict that he's gonna have a big September. So far, so good for Anthony Rizzo. He's actually been very productive. Stanton, I also mentioned Giancarlo Stanton. He had recently come back from injury, so that was good to see him. Um, Ultimately, though, the rest of the bats have got to come through. The thing, and I talked about this earlier, Jason Dominguez, he's not up. It's comical because your alternative is Alex Verdugo, who isn't very good fielding and also isn't very good hitting. Have you watched his at bats? His at bats are brutal. He doesn't swing the
Oh, they
ball
are. Dugo, yeah.
like he's
It is
batting for
painful to
230.
watch.
Yeah, 230. And then you expect that you're gonna bring that in the middle of the lineup versus a Jason Dominguez who's absolutely raking in AAA ball. Grant Wilkes-Barre, they're lucky to have him.
Yeah.
So,
So
and then they didn't give me a
Dug-
good reason as to why they didn't bring him. You know, that's another thing that really makes me upset. You have a fan base that wants to win, that's craving for wins, yet you bring up people that don't do anything. Marinaccio has not done anything. Well, we tried Efros.
bring up Dominguez.
Efros hasn't
Bring
done
up
much.
the Martian. We need him.
Yeah, so very frustrating. I have to say on the Yankee part, that when we need help, they don't bring up the help. Like it doesn't make any sense. Um, so that's the Yankee bats. We talked about the Yankee pitching. Bullpen has been awful. You know who else has been awful? The starting pitching, minus Garrett Cole, Nestor Cortez, inconsistent. Carlos Rodon, much of the same. Um, we don't have Luis Hill because he got injured. He got injured.
And he was one of the only ones who was doing good besides Cole.
He's doing good. He struggled. He struggled his last few starts,
And
but
if
but
Cole,
I mean, he
if
got
Cole
into the
was
Guardian series.
if Cole was struggling, I would give him a bit of a pass. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, he's coming
yeah,
off an injury.
yeah,
He's coming off an injury. It's okay.
yeah. But you know what? Cole has showed me a lot. He battled through injury this season. He hasn't been great, but he has shown me a lot. He's shown me why he is the reigning Cy Young. He's a
Oh,
winner.
absolutely.
He makes big time pitches. It may not always go his way. He's not having a great season. May not always go his way, but he's a big gamer. And time again, he's proven that. So yeah, man, I'm telling you, like it's Yankee pitching, it's been rough.
Sucks.
It's rough.
And like, how are we going to make a playoff run with all these pieces missing?
And that's the other thing, put those two pieces together. How do you say that this team is going to win any type of series, let alone the World Series?
So
You know,
listen,
these are
I'm
things we have to be concerned
skeptical
about.
right. I shouldn't be having these type of this skepticism in September. I really shouldn't. Like this is like
But here we are. Here we are, though.
May or June or in latest July skepticism. I shouldn't be having this in September.
Here we are, Billy Boy. That's the case, though.
I should
The fact of the matter is this: the Yankees right now are in a really tough spot. They're in a very tough spot because we have these expectations for the team that they have, for the players that they have. We have these expectations, yet they fail to meet these expectations.
absolutely.
That's the scary part. So Do we have to adjust those expectations for what we now know about this team? I don't want to have to do that. That's going to put the Yankees into a really rough position.
Well, I can agree with you on that. Like, you got to look at it this way. We are now, okay, now it's time to talk about the playoff picture. And this is if the postseason started today. Are you ready, Reg?
Right.
As of now, Yankees would have the number 1 seed. And Yankees would have the number 1 seed and they would have a first round bye. Well, a wild card bye. The 2 wild card series would be Kansas City and Houston. Kansas City is number 6, Houston's number 3, and Baltimore and Minnesota. So yeah, this is if we do win the division and get the number, we're gonna have either the number 1 or the number 4 seed. I'm saying that right now. We're having either number 1 or number 4.
Yeah, right now we may be flip flopping with the Orioles. That's
If
the
we're
reality.
gonna have either, as of now, we're gonna have either number 1 or number 4.
Yeah, that's the reality of the situation, dude.
Yankee. So we would be facing either the Orioles or the Twins.
How would you feel about the Yankees in a wild card situation with this team?
I'd be a little nervous. You?
I'd be scared shitless.
What was that?
I'd be scared shitless. You have no idea.
I'd just be nervous. You'd be terrified.
Super terrified. I don't like the idea of a 3 wild card game series, best of 3.
Because then that burns you for the DS.
Hey, look, I know the first round bye isn't as sexy as it once was, but
Reggie found first round bye sexy.
yeah. But I'm telling you, Bill, nothing would scare me more than the Yankees having to go into a wild card situation. Nothing would scare me more.
Nothing would.
God. So that's where we're at right now, dude. And it's their fault. It's their fault because they can't win games that they have to win. They can't win games. And right now, the Yankees are only a half game up on the Baltimore Orioles, who've been playing better of late. Even though they've struggled, they've been playing better of late. And, it's really rough to have to be in a situation where they're going to need some big wins. And it may not be easy. Not as easy as we thought it was. All right, so we go.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we're gonna go through the September slate officially.
Just one quick thing I forgot to mention, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
Judge, Stanton, and Soto. The Yankees are now the only team that has 3 players that have 25 or more home runs.
Right.
Is Judge gonna win MVP this year?
AL MVP, yes.
Yeah, but the writers have an anti-Yankee bias.
AL MVP, yes. Bill, statistically, if you looked at all of his stats,
oh, he's on top of the world right now.
But you tell me, Bill. Bill, you tell me.
Okay.
Look at the Yankees players. Look at their stats. You tell me. Would you rather, some random guy with maybe a 300 average and 30 home runs, near 100 RBI, or would you rather Aaron Judge, 326 batting average, 51 home runs, 124 RBIs, OPS of 1170?
That's a good point.
What would you rather? Just saying.
Judge. And he's also 12 points behind Bobby Witt Jr. and in batting average.
But you
So
know
if
what?
he
We
can
don't.
get make up those 12
You know
points,
what? We don't need Aaron Judge to win the batting title to win MVP. That's the thing. And look, Bobby Witt's having a great season. There's no doubt about that.
hey, good luck to him. We wish him well.
Yeah, and I think he's very deserving. If he wants an MVP, you know, he's in a very tight race, but he's in a good race. Aaron Judge, stop playing around. Aaron Judge.
Gotcha.
All right, September.
Okay.
We already won a game. That's the Rangers. We're not going to count the Cardinals because that was the August series.
Yeah,
Uh,
we're leaving that out.
so the Rangers, we beat them 8-4 on a Monday, September 2nd. They had the rest of the Rangers series. The bats came alive. That was good. That was great to see. I expect more of the same. I don't know if we're going to sweep the Rangers, but I expect more of the same. So I'll take
I
two out.
think I'm gonna say 2 out of 3 as well.
Yeah.
Rangers having a bit of a World Series hangover right now. Okay.
It's been a rough World Series hangover too.
This is like the day after St. Patrick's Day hangover.
The Rangers are
Trust me, I've had a
65-73 a year after they won the World Series. And look, it hasn't been kind to them. They've had a lot of injuries. Um, Players aren't playing up to expectation. It's real. The struggle is real with these World Series championships after the World Series. It's real. Um, but with that said,
okay.
you know, ah, Yankees should win.
Okay. They should. All right. Next, we got the Cubs in Chi-Town.
The
Right?
Cubs have actually been playing well of late. Um, so I expect the Cubs to be very competitive in this game. They obviously, you know, they played the Nationals over the weekend. Um, so that certainly helped their cause. But yeah, man, look, I think the Cubs right now, they're hitting well, they're pitching well. Um, and up against the Yankees, who you don't know what you're gonna get, because it depends on like how the series and how everything's gonna go. It's very unpredictable, and Wrigley's always a tough place to play at. So I say Cubs go 2 out of 3 and they win the series.
Okay. You're going to say Cubs going 2 out of 3?
Yes.
I'm going to agree with you on that one. All right. This one's going to be a struggle. KC.
Kansas City it's an interesting Kansas. It's very interesting in Kansas City. They're in the wild card right now. They're their wild card spot, and a good sizable margin. Red Sox are there, but they're 4.5 out. So, um, Kansas City, they've played tremendous ball all season, but they struggled a bit. They have struggled over the last 10 games. So if they continue to struggle and the Yankees meet up with them for this homestand, I would think this would be much easier. The Yankees come back home. They're in front of the home crowd. It's September. They're trying to win the division. They have people. They have Rizzo. They have Chisholm. They have Judge. They have Soto. You know, Stanton too. So they have people. Hopefully, you know, if the Yankees can get some momentum and KC can still be dropping off a little bit. The hope is that they'll be able to meet up with KC and win these games. So I don't know though. I say 2 out of 3 Yankees. You know, the Kansas City Royals are a good team. You know, they're a good team. They're fighting for a playoff spot. That's
I'm going to say Yanks 2 out of 3 as well.
yeah.
Okay. Next, the Sox are coming to town.
So Boston. I mean, Boston's only Yankees. Well, let's just call it what it is. 4-game series. the Yankees aren't going to win many games. I say I'll be nice to the Yankees. I was going to say 3-1 Boston. I'll be nice and say they split the series.
I'm
But
going to say a split as well, but
but let's
you
be
know, like the
honest.
Yanks.
Let's be honest though. It could easily be a 4-game sweep because the Yankees continue to be owned by the Red Sox. Now
Well, they won the last series against them.
yeah, they did. They did. We'll acknowledge that. They did win the series the last time around. But still, it hasn't been easy for the Yankees against Boston over these past decade or so. Let's be honest. It's okay to be honest about it.
Yes, and trust me, it hurts to be honest. Okay, you ready for the next one?
Mhm.
Then we go on the dreaded West Coast trip.
Yes.
I
Uh
hate the West Coast trip.
yeah, 6-game West Coast swing. We first stopped at Seattle to face the Mariners. A couple of 9:40 starts and a 4:10
Yeah,
matinee.
Tuesday and Wednesday is 9:40. Thursday is 4:10.
Right. I say the Mariners are not that good. Um, I say the Yankees. This sounds like a trap series for the Yankees. They're going to lose 2 out of 3. They would. This would happen to the Yankees. I'm just saying. I hate to be the Debbie Downer here, but you know, I just don't trust the Yankees against teams that they should beat.
I'm going to say 2 out of 3, and here's why. Because if they split this series or lose the series against Boston, you know the Yankees are going to be out for blood.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say the Yankees are going to take 2 out of 3 from Seattle,
Yeah.
and
I
then three against Oakland. I don't think
again
we need to say it. They should sweep Oakland.
should sweep Oakland.
Should.
Should. Should.
Keyword. Say it with me, Reg. Keyword. Should.
Should. Should.
But you never know with this team. But I'm going to say they're going to sweep.
I'll say for now they're going to sweep. Should sweep.
Okay, and then we got the final homestand, the most important series of the year, in my opinion.
Huge. It's going to come down to it.
We got 3 against the Orioles.
One of them is going to celebrate the Derek Jeter's final hit at Yankee Stadium. It's the 10th anniversary.
Dude, can you believe that's been 10 years already?
Crazy? Isn't that crazy? They'll have a bobblehead, but the Orioles, man, the Yankees. Depending, it really depends. I can't really predict anything right now because it really depends on what the Orioles and the Yankees do before they get to the 24th. Like what is it going to look like? It's going to be close, but what is it really going to look like?
Exactly. What's it going to look like?
I'll say I'm going to say 2 out of 3 Orioles, which may dampen the Yankees' division chances. I'm just being real with you here. You know, like I just don't know where the Yankees are going to be at. For now, I'll say be that guy.
If the Yankees wake up, I'm going to say 2 out of 3. If not, I think
if the Yankees go on a run, easily 2 games against the Orioles, they'll win. But if the Yankees are still mediocre and they're still up and down, there's no confidence in them. There just isn't.
Okay, and we're going to finish off the season 3 against Pittsburgh.
Yankees are in the playoffs, so let's sweep the Pirates.
I'm going to say sweep as well. So that is the final month of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And Reginald, and I have not discussed what are things going to look like postseason wise yet. We haven't discussed that yet.
Well, last year we didn't have a postseason, so
So this is kind of new territory for us.
exactly.
Reg, how would you want to do this? Would you want to just
Well,
would you want to like
we have to play by ear.
yeah, because I'm saying if we win the division, we could do because we're not gonna know who we're playing right away.
Right.
Because we're gonna have a first round bye. So if we go into the wild card, we'll probably do the September show and do the wild card series preview.
Yeah. So stay
So
tuned.
we'll keep you updated on what we're gonna do.
Yeah, stay tuned for all that. We'll have a show for you for sure. We just don't know what type of show it will be.
And we don't know like how we're gonna do this postseason wise, like with the series coming and everything. So you may have more than one show a month. You guys you fans are getting spoiled out there.
Yeah, we may have to do more of these recordings as if the playoffs continue. I mean, there's no
exactly. We might have to do more of these.
There is no monthly recaps. It might be series recaps. Might be game recaps.
We will let you know as we will keep you updated.
We'll let you know.
Okay, Reg. Guess what it's time for? It is time for Stump the Reg.
Trying to stump me. All right.
Okay. Our first question is okay. I just put together two smorgasbord of questions for you.
Okay.
Which two Yankee managers have won the most World Series? Was it? Hold on, let me pull it up for you. Is it A, Joe Torre and Yogi Berra, B, Joe Torre and Joe McCarthy, C, Casey Stengel and Billy Martin, or D, Casey Stengel and Joe McCarthy?
D.
Correct.
Yeah, that's easy. Casey Stengel won a bunch of them. Absolutely.
All right. Next one. There is a very high chance that Aaron Judge is going to win MVP this year, making him the second time he'll win an MVP as a Yankee.
Right.
What other Yankees have won multiple MVPs?
What other Yankees have won multiple MVPs?
As a Yankee.
As a Yankee. How many are there again?
Hold on, give me 1 second. Six.
There's 6 of the Yankees.
That have won multiple MVPs.
Going back how far?
To the 1920s.
Babe Ruth?
He won one, but he wasn't MVP. He didn't win multiple ones because that's when the MVP was just starting out.
Lou Gehrig? Yeah, asked me.
Yes, he won in 1927 and 1936.
All right, good. DiMaggio.
Correct. He won in 39, 41, 47. Yeah, 39, 41, and 47.
Multiple MVPs. Are they all hitters?
Yes.
They're all hitters. Mickey Mantle? Is he one of them?
Correct. 56, 57, and 1962.
Okay. Let's see.
We got three more.
I forget. I don't think Alex Rodriguez did it, did he? I don't think so.
He did.
He did. Okay, good.
in
I was right.
2005 and 2007.
I don't remember. Sorry, it's been a while. That's right. That was a great 05 season. I remember that 05 season. And of course,
Yeah,
07.
2005 and 2007. And he also won in 2003 with the Rangers. And I asked you this before. He was the first.
Yeah.
He is the first one to win an MVP with the Yankees and another team.
Yeah.
And the only one.
So I got 4.
Yeah, 2 more left.
2 more left. Mangley only won 1, so that's not him. As a Yankee.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just guessing you're Yogi.
Yes.
Oh, you did? Yes. Let's go.
51, 54, and 55.
Okay. One more.
Yeah, one more left.
Jesus Christ, one more. Is an MVP. What year? No, don't do that. Don't do that. What
It's
time?
going to give it away, so I'm not going to tell you.
What time period? Is that still going to give it away?
It might give it away. I'll just say this 50s, 60s.
In the 50s and the 60s. Yankees in the 50s and the 60s. I'm blanking on this last one.
Would you like to guess or would you like to throw it in?
Give me a chance to think. Oh, they're all hitters. I'm throwing this one in. I'm sorry. Good job, Bill.
Thank you. Okay, the last one was Roger Eugene Maris.
Yeah, I wouldn't get. I didn't think he won 2. That's the thing.
Yeah, he won
I was
in
thinking Maris too.
1960 and 1961.
Yeah, I was only thinking of the 61 season. That's the thing, man.
If it makes you feel better, most people don't think of the 60 season.
Yeah, exactly. Dang it. But
And I personally think Roger Maris is probably the most overrated Yankee of all time, but that's my humble opinion. I don't know. What do you think, Raj?
I think he was a great Yankee. I just don't think he was one of the greatest. But
Because here's my thing. If you take out 60 and 61, Roger Maris was just an average player.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say
best
average. He's a good ball player. You can argue he's a Hall of Famer. So I think it's a bit of a stretch to say average. You could argue. I'm not saying he is gonna be a lot, but you could argue. So
let's get Thurman Munson and Don Mattingly in the Hall of Fame first. Then talk to me about Roger Maris.
I am with you on both of them. I am with
talk
you
to me. Let's get Thurman and let's get Roger in there, and then we'll get
yeah.
And then let's talk about Roger Maris. Yeah. But yeah, so I somewhat stumped you on that last one because you didn't get the last.
I got 5. So
hey, good job. Better than a couple months ago when I threw you basically cookies.
Yeah.
All right. So that is our show. If you want to know more, go to www.thesportsinsanitynetwork.com. Check out the show here on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. Mm-hmm. And also check us out on social media. Reggie, hit me.
On X at Insanity Real, on Facebook at Insanity Real, or search the Sports Insanity Network. Please follow our socials. We post, especially on Facebook. We post. So,
yeah. For the Sports Insanity Network, I'm Bill Murphy.
Danny
Corpus Crispy Murphy.
Danny Boy signing off. Thank you for joining us. We'll definitely be back for something in October. We don't know what, but we'll be back, and you better stay tuned because it's gonna be. We're either gonna be scared or we're gonna be really excited. So let's go Yanks in the meantime.
Let's go, Yanks. Stay safe, take care, and let's go, Yanks.